Hi there, Libra. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. I've really got to get something for that light because it's making me crazy. This is your reading for November 6th through the 13th. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I offer private readings. IEP is a healing modality which can help you to move energy. The description is on my website, ripecolor.com. Everything on my website is on sale, 20% off or more. I have handmade scarves, handmade t-shirts, handmade pocket squares, handmade bags made by moi. Okay, please become a member. Membership allows you to watch these videos commercial free. And I will probably do some lives from New York. I'm going to try to do an eclipse one. I'm going to be in New York when this is, coming on as a premiere or whatever. I'm going to be doing like a, online sale, like having the scars in front of me and waving them, and they put them on. Sometime in New York, I think. I haven't, I have to see how it goes. So I have this little weird, not weird. So I'm living in Mexico now. And so I'm going back to New York to get my stuff and bring it back. Blah, blah, blah. And part of the reason I think I know, now I know, that I was so attracted to Mexico is because it's more chill. It's like it'll get done, maybe not today, but it'll get done. And, for Mexicans, Mexico City is like, oh my God, it's so fast. But because, it is much faster than the rest of Mexico, right? I mean, I'm sure it's the same thing with Paris and the rest of France and, et cetera. London and the rest of England, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I grew up and I was born and raised in New York. So for me, it's like, like Chicago slow. You know what I mean? And I'm really digging it. So what I'm realizing is, because I'm like really taking my time making these videos, and what I'm really realizing is, and this is, I think, like the question I think I'm asking you in a way. It's like, what environment am I putting myself in? What's the environment? Because we're affected by our environment. The other reason I really love being here is because it's really, really, really green. There's a lot of trees all over the place. There's a lot of flowers all over the place. Even in neighborhoods that are like not so tree and flower filled, they're still tree and flower filled compared to when I lived in Manhattan. And it's always warm. So it's like, what environment am I in? And do I want to be in another environment, or can I enhance the environment that I'm in to make myself more comfortable, more at ease, more productive, more efficient, more whatever it is you want? That's like the little, it's kind of a question. Right. And my computer keeps on flashing. I don't know what that means. Recording, not recording. Shit. I'm gonna have to check out the video. Okay. But the thing is on. I don't know. Yeah, it just keeps on saying recording. It's kind of weird. All right. We extraño. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here you go. So you're going to get a lot of fertile messages, and you're going to be able to be really discerning. And like that one makes sense, this one doesn't make sense. Maybe if I put these two together, they make more sense. But that other one is like, it's sort of ancillary. It doesn't really make sense. It's like a clarity that comes through. And then confidently going with your thoughts, not with other people's thoughts, right? You only take what's yours. So, and I said this, my second sign, get different order every week, blah, blah, blah. But I said the same thing to Gemini. I think at this moment, like mum's the word is the way to go. Like, I'm thinking about this, I'm doing this. And it's like, the more people I tell, the more opinions I get. And then, sometimes we're so influenced by other people's opinions, like, oh, well, this one said that and they have the experience. Like, and like, if I don't start, you don't start, confidently moving with one's own thoughts, then how is that going to get stronger? It's not. If you want, mommy can tie your shoe until you're 15 if you want. Honey. All right, so now I have the 5. Really interesting card. Really rich iconography. And one of the only ones that it's snowing. Snowing. All right. The 5 of Pentacles is a change. And it's a change in finances, or a change in security, or a change in how one spends one time. This is interesting. So sometimes I get with this card, there's a certain weird codependency going on here. It's like, oh, we've been miserable together and we're going to be miserable together forever. Oh, look at us out in the snow together. It's so cold. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. But the thing is here is like there's a different perspective coming through. It's a full picture. So they're looking down. So they're concentrating on the snow and the slush and the yucky and the cold and the blah, blah, blah. They don't have enough to wear. I mean, she's barefoot. She's barefoot. He's got a cast on, no coat. But also in the same picture is the hope, is spirit. So it's like, it's kind of, what's my environment? Is my environment in my head, right? And the time that I spend in my head, this is what I'm getting today. Because a lot of times Pentacles are time to me. Is it the time that I'm spending in my head, is my perspective that of being out in the cold, of being abandoned, of being unloved, of being unworthy. Okay. And I'm aware of that, and that's the environment I'm in. But if I make a decision, a change, to look up and say, it doesn't have to be as bad as this, or there's actually hope there, there's help. And what I feel sometimes with this card is that, because for many years I used to read it as the two of them together forever and ever, right? Sharing the one sliced cheese sandwich. And what I sometimes get from that card, and I don't know if this is going to resonate, but it's what's coming through, so I'm going to give it to you. It's like maybe one of them says, you know what, I think I'm going to go into where the warmth is. And the other one says, well, I'm going to stay out here in the misery. So that's environment too. The people we're around, the people that we interact with, am I interacting with somebody who always sees things or chooses to see things from a state of victimhood, right? Maybe I've outgrown that, right? Because I'm trusting and have confidence in my thoughts. Your thoughts are your thoughts. My thoughts are my thoughts. Yeah, because I think I have a new direction coming. I have new inspiration. I have new hope. I'm being guided. I'm being guided by something greater and bigger than myself, And whenever I say that, it's not like, oh, the angels are so far away in heaven. The angels are guiding and leading us through our lives, Our guides are with us, 24/7. It's it's almost like your invisible friend, little Harvey. So it's like your invisible friend saying, I think you could do better. I think you should trust yourself. Yeah, because when I haven't trusted myself, when I say I mean you, when I haven't trusted myself and when I've allowed naysayers to influence my thoughts, then my heart gets broken. I'm disappointed. And I am ready to build something new that's in the light, that's expansive, that like I want to build a new foundation. I want to build a new foundation, and a new foundation of being opposite of the 5, right? And the 5, this one, right, is about destitution, abandonment, unworthiness, um, unemployment, um, homelessness. That's what the 5's really about. So it's like, I think I can build something else. I think I can. Besides, I have this new idea, this new hope, this new. Like something is saying to myself, to me, like this, the spirit, my spirit is saying to me, I can get out of this. Yeah, yeah, I can get out of this. And it might take a lot of work, but I'm determined because this one, no one more determined than this one. Like he stays until the foundation is built. He doesn't care if it's raining, he don't care if it's snowing. He's going to stay there until that foundation is built, and it's going to be strong and in the right plot of land, kind of thing. I also, how I think about the Knight of Pentacles. I think the Knight of Pentacles is like, I always think of him as owning a laundromat. I know it sounds weird, but it's sort of like, okay, you own a laundromat. It's like you're not going to set the world on fire and become a million billionaire. Well, George Jefferson owned a dry cleaner. It's different, right? Love George Jefferson. But it's a steady source of income, and it's like, it'll keep the roof above my head. Great. You know what I mean? As opposed to relying on the kindness of strangers. Yeah, I've learned my lesson, man. I've learned my lesson. I hear the calling. I'm getting messages, and I'm going to follow them and be reborn. I've really learned that lesson. Wow. What's my environment? And my environment is not just my physical environment, it's my environment, my head. It's the environment of the people I'm interacting with. It's the environment also. I have really strong feelings about this, and I don't want to really turn anyone off, but do I really care? I am very, very, very aware of what I watch. So I have, some of those streaming. I don't really use them, but you know what I watch? Documentaries, honestly, and ancient history, and ancient philosophy, things like that. I don't watch things where people are being murdered. I don't watch. I don't. I'm not taking that in because it affects me on some level. It's kind of like, just my opinion. But you could agree with me, not agree with me. I'm just, I have the camera on. I'm just going to talk. If I keep on tuning in my environment, in my head, to people dying, people being killed, um, poverty, upset, it's going to be floating around in my head. It's kind of like, so I went to the bakery to buy cookies, and they were good. When I go to the bakery and I buy cookies, it's like, yeah, I know it's sugar, I know it's flour, I know it's not the best thing for me, but it's a lot better than processed, right? It's a lot better than like, what is this? How come I put them on the shelf and like they don't go bad for like a month? Like I'm not willing to put that in my body, and so why would I be willing to put something fake, something dark in my head? And that includes the people around us. I'm strong enough to move forward. I have the courage. I have the courage, and I'm led by spirit. Very powerful card. And interestingly, I always find this interesting when this happens. I don't really read the cards so much as astrology signs. I mean, a little bit I do. I know what they are, but I have strength and I have the star. That's the Leo Aquarius axis. And whenever I get the axis cards together, whether it be Pisces, Virgo, or Gemini, Sagittarius, blah blah blah, I always feel like it's like the whole picture is almost bringing you up, right? The whole picture is being revealed, right? Because I always think of the opposite signs as really a yin yang. It's really a yin yang, right? So I really do. I really, really do. That's the way I see it. I think that the opposite signs really, in a certain way, form a whole. And I think, Cancer always has a Capricorn aspect to it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a really, really nice reading. And I think that, there's this real chance and this real opportunity to evolve, to really, truly evolve. And that's really nice. All right, away we go. Messages, clear thinking, trusting your thoughts, understanding and having the experience of heartache, and you know, being out, being abandoned is what I'm getting. Okay. It's an opportunity to not abandon yourself anymore. That's what's going on. A new vision, a new direction toward building something that's really bright and it has a lovely future because you're strong enough and you're courageous enough and you're going to be able to tame yourself and you've heard the calling and you're ready to be reborn. It's really lovely. It's a really lovely reading. Really lovely. Okay. So I was talking about like my comfort level here, and I want to get a lot of videos done before I get to the plane on the plane in New York because I don't think I'm gonna have time there. And also, it's like I don't know my schedule is going to be. I don't know what the lighting is going to be. I don't know where I'm going to be staying on different days. Da, 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 da. So yesterday I did all of last week, and I did them all in one day. And today I had the plan to do the same, and it's like 6:30 here already, and I started at like 4:30. And a friend came over and we sat and had coffee and I showed him my apartment. It was really lovely. And it's like, you'll get there. Chill out. Chill out. You'll get there. If I only do 6 tonight or I only do 3 tonight, then I only do 3. Maybe I'll do some tonight. Maybe I'll do some tomorrow morning. I have plans over the weekend, but I can always, take an hour or two here or there. And the difference is it's an energy of living in abundance as opposed to living in lack. That's the difference. And it has a lot to do with what I fill my head with. Blessings.